Hey everybody, how's it going? My name is Lane and welcome back to another episode of Solely Survival. As you can see, I finally got some of my mods back installed, so the frames and everything are looking better than last episode. But yeah, that's neither here nor there. So in today's episode, I've got something a little different planned. Instead of building around here, I kind of want to build, well, somewhere else. Um, I really wanted to explore one of the archaeological trails or whatever they're being called anyway. Um, I really want to go and kind of find some of the shards or whatever they're called. Um, yeah, so I kind of want to figure that out and see what those are all about. And I like the idea of kind of turning one into a whole little area, a little exploration area, add some lore and stuff behind it. But yeah, I think it'll be really cool. So I think that's going to be what we do today. But before we get started, there's one other thing I want to talk about real quick. In last episode, I asked for name suggestions for this little guy up here. And well, I don't have a name tag for him just yet, but there was one comment last episode that suggested that we call him Gerald, so that's going to be his name. Welcome to the family, Gerald. And before we actually go and find a archaeological ruin or trail or whatever they're called, we are going to go and look for a cherry blossom biome. I have no idea how we're going to fit any kind of cherry wood into any of these builds around here. I think that bright pink color is not going to fit in with this kind of dark medieval type thing that we've got going here. So yeah, that's I just kind of want to implement it somewhere. I really want to try out that kind of wood. So yeah, we're gonna go find the cherry blossom biome. I'm gonna get my stuff together and I'm gonna go ahead and start just kind of looking around and seeing if I can find one. I will meet you guys there. Surprisingly enough, it didn't take very long at all to find this place. It's actually conveniently right next to a village, and yeah, I'm not really going to loot the village. I don't need anything from there, but I am going to get to work kind of clearing out these leaves, or at least some of them, at least a shulker box worth, and then I'm going to tear down a bunch of these trees for the wood. I really want to try to figure out how I'm going to implement this into today's build. We'll kind of figure that out as we go, I guess. But I'm going to go ahead and get to work tearing down a bunch of these. But as I'm tearing them down, I'm also going to get a bunch of these petals. I really like how they look, and they're really cool because they stack like sea pickles, which I didn't know that they would do. Again, I didn't play any of the snapshots or anything. So yeah, I'm going to get to work kind of clearing out a bunch of this area and getting the materials together. All right, I've spent some time getting some resources together and stuff like that. I've got quite a few of these pink petals, and I learned that they're actually bone mealable, which is going to be great. I could probably make a farm out of that later, but I don't really know how much I'll actually use those. And the saplings, I learned, are actually very common, apparently. I got pretty much a bunch of them rather quickly. And then as for the wood, I just got this much. I really think that's going to be enough for today's build. And if it's not, well, I've got, the extra bones and stuff from the Scaly farm to where that's not going to be an issue. And then I also got a shulker box of the cherry leaves and an extra bee nest as well. But yeah, pretty much this is the highlight of today's haul. And since I've got that, I think it's time to go ahead and head back to the house and get a few things together so we can start looking for an ancient city, or well, not an ancient city, an ancient ruins, or I don't know what they're called, the archaeological ruins. That's it. Yeah, so I'll see you guys there. All right, we are back at home now, and I've got a couple of things out of the storage area that I need. I think I have the stuff here to make a brush. Yeah, I do. All right. And what I've learned is that the brush actually works kind of like the shears, and you can put mending and unbreaking on it, which, I mean, let's be real, I might not ever need this. Uh, I don't know. We'll see. I've never actually used one of these before. Um, so yeah, and I've also got a couple of the materials ready to go in here, and yeah, I've just got the extra stuff in the in here should I need it. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and get to work, kind of trying to find a an archaeological site real quick. I don't really know where it's gonna be, so yeah, it might take a little bit of searching, but we'll find it. I just remembered that I told you guys a couple episodes ago that I would show you guys the seed that I'm using for this world. This was a randomly generated seed, and well, there it is. I will also leave it in the description below for you guys as well, so you can kind of use it if you want to. And yeah, I'm gonna keep looking for this well, this ruin, or at least one of the biomes where it's in. I'm not really sure where I'm going, to be honest with you. I'm tired of looking for these things. Where do they even spawn? It's taken me about an hour to find this, and it totally didn't take me stopping and Googling how to do this at all. Yeah, so apparently these spawn in the overgrowth birch forest biomes, in the jungle biomes, and in 3 of the taiga biomes. Yeah. I was really kind of hoping for a jungle one just so I could kind of have like a resort thing going with it. I guess I don't know. I had something kind of envisioned for it, but I'll actually settle for this. I think this will work out nicely. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to kind of deforest some of this area to kind of give me some land to play with. And then I'm going to go ahead and start tearing this whole thing down, keeping an eye out for any of the suspicious gravel. It's got a bit of a different texture, and all I have to do is use the brush on it, and it'll kind of spit out some of the goodies that it has inside. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and get started working on that, and I will see you guys here in a moment. All right, you guys, I've got most of this area cleared out over here, and I've kind of... Really? Now's not the time for this. Yeah, I got most of the area cleared out and kind of flattened out a little bit of the land aside from this little area over there. And yeah, so the plan is for me to kind of hollow out the trail ruin and try to clean out as much of this as I can. And I'm probably going to dig down below it a little bit and just all the way around it, make just basically one giant hole around it. And I kind of want to decorate it and put it on display. And I've kind of want to turn this area into like a tourist destination for it. Like people can come from all over to visit this trail ruin. I don't know. I think the archaeological stuff is kind of cool, and I feel like this would add a little bit more to the world. I mean, this isn't anywhere close to home base, but yeah, that'll be all right. We can set up a little portal linking the two later on. I kind of want to make another hub at some point anyway. But that's getting off topic. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna go ahead and start kind of mining this out and trying to find all the little stuff that we can in the suspicious gravel with this brush here. And yes, I'm gonna go ahead and get started. I've spent the last hour or so down here kind of mining through this and sifting through all of the gravel and dirt and everything, and I've got it pretty well cleared out for the most part. So this is where we came down from right here. And I kind of started branching off in these other directions here. This one kind of led to a dead end. There's more gravel and stuff here, but I've actually found a lot of these little, well, not a lot, but a few of these little gravel patches like this that kind of lead nowhere. And then there's this room. I really have no idea what this room would have been. Um, yeah, I don't know. And then we've got a bit of a crafting room back here that leads into this little area. This is all left completely natural, by the way. And then there was a cave down this direction, which I lit up because I was tired of the zombies. And then over here, basically another little cauldron room. And yeah, I just kind of kept digging down and sifting through all this. Here's the grindstone. And then another grindstone room. And then there's one whole block of gravel there. Okay. And yeah, I basically cleared out most of the area here. So now what we're going to be doing is we are going to be actually clearing down the sides and around it and trying to make it to where you can see it from up above. But I kind of want to show you guys all the loot and everything that I had gotten from it so far. So we're going to try to get our way out of here. All right. Oh, okay, cool. Alright, and basically I just kind of stored all of the extras over here in our little chest monster. And this is pretty much all of the casual loot that I got out of all of the gravel and everything. And then down here are the smithing templates, which are pretty cool. I don't know which ones I'll end up applying and which ones I won't, but I'll kind of sift through those later. And then I got these pottery sherds. I've never heard the word sherd before. I thought they were shard, but anyway, whatever. And yeah, so I got several of those, which I'm going to use to build with later on. And yeah, that's basically most of the loot that I'd gotten from this. So now it's going to be just time to kind of excavate this whole area, which is going to take a lot of time and effort. But that's, something that I am willing to do because I'm actually really excited about making this into a tourist destination. So I'm going to go ahead and get started on that. All right, so I admit, I think I got a little overzealous with this idea. This space alone has taken hours of time and multiple trips to get my tools repaired. Not to mention me making the outline all the way around because, well, I think it'd be easier to know where I need to mine if I do this. See, yeah, that really took a lot of time and energy, and instead of me burning myself out by trying to force myself to do all of this work in the span of a couple days to get a video out for you guys, and the video end up being lower quality because I'm burnt out, I think I'm just going to kind of span this out over the next few episodes and just keep coming back to it and working on it like a mega build or something. I want to experiment with doing mega builds. I feel like it'd be cool. I've never done anything really this big before, even though this idea itself is going to be really simple. I've never done anything quite this big before, so I want to come back to it and work on it more later. But since I guess we're coming back to this anyway, I want to grab the trims out of here and take them back home and kind of add them to my armor. I want to experiment with it a little bit because I haven't really done anything with them yet. Like I said, I didn't play any of the pre-releases or snapshots or anything, so I don't really know much about it. I kind of want to figure that out, so I'm going to sleep the night away and I'll meet you guys back at the house. All right, we are back at home now, and I'm ready to start adding the trims to the armor. But before I do, I feel like I need to duplicate some of these just so I have backups for later. And I totally know how to do that, completely. I'm definitely not Googling it at all while I'm doing this. It looks like for all of the armor trims that I currently have, I need terracotta to duplicate them. So I guess this is an excuse to come out here anyway, because I'd love to build with this stuff later on. Oh yeah, I guess I'm going to spend some time collecting this real quick. Duplicating these trims is going to get really expensive. I don't know that I like this too much. All right, I have finished duplicating these trims, and honestly, they were way too expensive. I don't know that I really appreciate that, but yeah. So, since I've got that done, I also went and collected some emeralds so I can add green trim to it. And yeah, I really think that whenever I get the armor upgraded to netherite, the green will look pretty cool on it. So I'm going to go ahead and add the green to it now. Just got to figure out what I want to go where. I think the blue and the green is kind of clashing, so we're going to have to upgrade the netherite soon. But I don't know, I really like how it looks though. At least the shape of the trims and everything. It looks pretty cool. While there's still time left in today's episode, there's one other thing that I want to do. If you take a look around here, 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 and back over towards the fishing hut, you'll see that it's missing quite a lot. And I feel like it's time to expand a little bit of the home base. I know earlier that I said that I wasn't probably going to be building here, but I've got time, so I figured why not. So yeah, right here, I'm thinking we're going to put a set of stables. I mean, 120 just dropped, and there are camels now. And I would love to get one over here. And, well, if I bring him home, I want him to have a place to stay. I don't have a horse or anything, so I mean, this gives me an excuse to get a llama, which I can find one up there somewhere, and get, horses and donkeys and mules and stuff here anyway, which I think will be really cool. So I'm going to go ahead and start making a little bit of a stable right here. I've got to go gather some more materials and stuff like that. And once I get these stables built, we're going to go ahead and go find us a camel. And yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and get started with that real quick. All right, I have got most of the materials together and I've gotten this area flattened out right here. And I think I'm going to go ahead and get started on putting this thing together. All right, I've got the framework put up. This is going to be fairly big, but it's not going to be just massive or anything. And yeah, I don't know. I think this is a pretty decent size for it. And I'm trying something different where I'm kind of combining the bricks from this build and a lot of the deep slate from this build and kind of making this look like it fits right here in between those two builds. I think it's going to look pretty good, or at least in my head it looks good. I hope it comes out all right. And we've got the walls put in place now. They are looking a little bit flat, but we can fix that as we go. It's just nothing that a little minor detailing won't fix. And I've got the stalls pretty well laid out already. I just need to add the entryway and everything. But I'm going to go ahead and start by putting on the roof next. I feel like it'd be easier for me to kind of get the rest of the outside figured out once the roof goes on. I know it's a little weird to think that way, I guess, for a roof, but I do have a plan for a bit of an overhang, so I want to see how much space I have to work with before I go detailing the outside. Done a little bit more work and the general shape is pretty much done. I'm going to do the little overhang here in a minute. But one thing I want to point out is the roof that I used. I've never done this kind of shape before with the trap doors in place of the slabs underneath. I feel like it added a bit more of a curve to it without making it look so steep. And I actually really like how that came out. I've never done that before. I never thought to do that before today. So that's really cool. And yeah, so now I'm going to go ahead and start getting more campfires and everything together because I'm going to make this little bit of a overhang real quick. All right, you guys, I'm finally done with the stables and I really like how it turned out. I mean, I can't get enough of the roof design. I just put these trap doors in place of where slabs would normally go on these curved roofs like this. Like over here, how I've got the slabs going underneath each and every one of them, I put trap doors. So it adds a little bit more of a curve to it. And I really like that. And then I added these barrels and the hay bales and stuff out here for a little bit of extra detail. And I at first was a little bit skeptical about how the brick was going to go with the cobblestone, but I actually really like that as well. And yeah, just overall, the entire build turned out pretty good. Added in these little dividers here so, you know, they can kind of stay in their own little area over here. And yeah, just overall, I really like how it turned out. So, since we've got that done, all I've got to do is go find a camel. And I'm going to be honest with you, I don't know where they actually spawn. Well, I mean, I know they spawn in desert villages, but I don't know if they will spawn on their own if I go to one, or if I'm going to have to go and find one that I've never loaded in before. So, yeah, I'm going to have to go ahead and go searching for that real quick, and hopefully I can find one relatively quickly, but either way, I'm not finishing today's episode until we get one. So yeah, I'm going to get started trying to look for one of those. You guys, I finally found one. It didn't take as long as oh, that's adorable. It didn't take quite as long to find him as I thought it would, but yeah. Oh, you have to do the whole thing? Okay. Yeah, it didn't take very long to find him. He actually was only 3 desert villages away from the house, but considering this is the fastest he goes, it's going to be a while before I get back home. So I'll see you guys there. While we're headed back home, you guys drop a comment down below and let me know what you think we should call him. I have no idea. I didn't actually plan out a name for him. So yeah, you guys just let me know what you think. Alright, I finally got him back home and he is just in there relaxing. He is loving his room here in the stables. And, you know, I can't say I blame him. I might end up moving in here myself. I mean, look at this place. Before we wrap up today's episode, there's just one other thing that I want to say real quick. I love and appreciate all the support that you guys have been giving me here on the channel, and I mean, it really means a lot to me. So, I want to give back, and yeah, every time that you guys subscribe to the channel, I will plant a new flower or crop around somewhere in the world. I want there to be fields and everything just scattered all throughout the world from where you guys are subscribing because you enjoy the content. And yeah, I think that about wraps up today's episode. If you enjoyed the content, please be sure to leave a like and comment down below, letting me know any name suggestions for the camel and what you guys look forward to seeing next, as well as any other build suggestions. I've got a lot of area here that I want to fill out. Anyway, I think that'll about do it. Just subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell so you don't miss out on any more content or anything like that. My name is Lane, and I will see you guys next time. Goodbye, everybody.